If there is anything in this video you'd like me to give more information on, please do leave me a comment. But for now, here's a little introduction as to what I've been doing to be bill-free. Okay, so the very first change that I've made, or one of the changes that I've made, is heating. The entire house is heated with this tiny little log burner. As you can see, I take from the larger pile, which I'll show you shortly, and put the smaller ones next to the fire. I collect the ash in this ash pan here, which I then repurpose to use on the compost loo, which is with a mixture of sawdust. And again, I'll take you on a tour of that shortly. But it's not particularly glamorous. I hadn't cleaned it at this point, but this tiny fire has been so helpful. Since I've been here in December, it has been running pretty consistently, stays going through the night. And before bed, what I tend to do is open up the bedroom doors to allow those rooms to heat up. But during the day, the main living space, which is the kitchen and living room, is heated solely by this tiny little thing. I get it started by using pine cones from the land. And on this occasion, because I arrived in December, I did order a huge pile of logs. But generally, and going forward, I'm going to prepare as much of the firewood from the land as possible, because I'm trying to be self-sufficient and self-sustainable. And luckily, I do have a few trees on here that will be suitable for burning. So that is what I do to stay cozy warm, as well as wearing lovely thick socks. Okay, off we go outside, and I can show you the mega log pile. I ordered 3 tons of logs and they were delivered. As you can see, they're too big for the fire. So they will need to be cut roughly in half, which is something that I've been doing as I need them. But it is a project that I'm going to be working on over this coming weekend, actually. And they're going to be kept over on the north veranda because it's easier to get to when the days are rainy. Next up, electricity and water. The Kinta is run by 2 banks of 4, so that's 8 in total, solar panels. And the main components, the battery and so on, are in the generator house. So we'll go and take a look there. A little bit beyond the generator house is a borehole, which is 250 metres deep, and that provides all of the water for the Kinta, which I filter. But here we are in the generator house. I have 77% battery today. The sun is shining, so this is a great day to do washing, run the hoover around, and so on. I'm always conscious of the amount of electricity that I use, and a couple of times that I've been here because the weather has been not so sunny, I have run out of power in the middle of the night because the only thing that is on consistently is the fridge. But I do have a little backup plan, which I'll show you shortly, just for those days where it's not so sunny, not so bright, which hopefully there'll be few and far between. Those blocks, I'm not sure if you can see them properly there, are what house the borehole. Well, the borehole is underneath. So here is a power bank that I use. It has a separate solar panel. I bought this last year when I was camping, and it can be used in case of emergency. It's pretty good. You can use things for charging your phone, your laptop, and so on. And I often charge it when I'm out in my van. And I don't tend to use the solar panel on it, but it is certainly an option. And this is really, really, really handy to have if you want I use fairy lights in the evening to conserve the energy. And this is just a great little tool that I found when I was camping. And because it's portable, you can take it wherever you go. As you can see, I'm hoovering today because there's sunshine, but this is something that I think is quite a lifesaver when you're living off grid and you're at the mercy of the weather. Here we have the compost loo, which has been the hardest thing to get used to and the biggest change, I'd say. At the back is a bucket for solids, and at the front here, as you can see, is a urine separator that collects the urine which goes directly back into the land. And there's some cleaning fluid there to keep things all nice and fresh. This design has had a metamorphosis, but this is how it is currently, and I think it's quite nice. I think it'll probably stay like this. Here I have a mixture of sawdust and ash, which is used to put in the back of the bucket. Please excuse the coffee explosion. Finally, the gas-powered boiler that heats the water, and I upgraded this year to a gas oven, which has taken some getting used to, and there are the gas bottles. And that concludes my very brief tour of how I live bill-free in 2026. If there is anything that you'd like me to go into further, then please leave a comment. And if you're still here, could you please consider liking, subscribing, and also why not even put that little subscription bell on? Thank you very much. Ciao, ciao.